if I just add one more case. Whoops. Hi, I'm L-Tuned-X, and if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel where I cover anything that's interesting to me in my daily life. As I'm sure all of you know by now, the iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro have been out for a couple weeks now, and you all are probably wondering what's the best way to show off that nice, sweet blue, Pacific blue color. So I'm here to do a quick review on a few of the clear cases that I've gotten, and hopefully that'll help you make your decision. All right, let's take a quick look at all the clear cases that I have. I just wanted to show you some of the packaging for the clear cases. I have two Torras here, two ESR cases, two different Spigen clear cases, a case from Casekoo, a case from Threebees, a case from Mkeke, and I have the Apple clear case. I also have the Ringke clear case, which came in a little envelope like this. And as a bonus, I also have the official Apple Silicone case as well, just to test out. Since it's the most popular, let's go ahead and cover both Spigen clear cases first. The first case I have here is the Spigen Ultra Hybrid case for the iPhone 12, iPhone 12 Pro. Go ahead and put this case in. As you can see, the case snaps on pretty easily. It's a very solid case. It wraps all the way around. There's a nice little lip in the front and also in the back as well. There's a little lip around the camera to help protect it, and definitely lips in the all four corners on the back as well. The back case is pretty clear. It does get a little bit of fingerprints on it, but it's not too bad compared to the other cases. This case also has a little cushion for the corners as well, which is nice. The bottom has cutouts for the speakers and the power port. And overall, this case has a very solid feel. My only gripe about this case is that the buttons don't have the tactile responsiveness as some of the other cases. I don't know if you can see here, but the buttons are kind of flat. There's a flat cutout here. And the buttons are responsive, but you don't get the same tactile responsiveness as some of the other cases with the raised buttons on the actual case. This case doesn't have any kind of dot matrix on the inside of the case, but it looks very clear. Sides look clear, back looks clear, and it actually grips very well in your hand. Overall, this is a pretty good choice for a clear case. I just didn't like the button cutouts for this case, but everything else, overall it's a good case. All right, we have the Spigen Liquid Crystal here. This case is noticeably thinner and more flexible than the previous Ultra Hybrid, which is a little more rigid on the back. Okay, this case has the little dot matrix on the back of the case here, and it's pretty thin. This case is thinner than the Ultra Hybrid. Has a raised lip in the front again, raised lip across the camera, and some corner cushion protection as well. Cutouts on the bottom. And for this case, I especially like that the button cutouts are a little bit raised, so you get a little bit more of a tactile response when you push on the buttons here. This case is very thin. It's also a decent case, but my gripe with this case is that it tends to be a little bit more slippery than the other cases, but it is definitely thinner and easier to hold in the hand than the Ultra Hybrid case. So if you can deal with the slipperiness of this case, then you're okay. But for me, I think I'll pass on this case as it's too slippery for me in one hand. All right, the next two cases are from ESR. The first case here is a clear case on the back with some blue sides. All right. So as you can see from this case, you get the nice clear back. It does pick up a little bit of fingerprints along the way, but it's not too bad. There is a nice blue kind of matte sides around the phone. There is a little kind of crease in the middle, so it's not exactly flat on the sides. What I didn't like about this case was there is a little bit of give when you push down on the case on the side, since it comes up at an angle in the middle here. The corners are very well protected. You can tell it's very cushioned here in the corners. The buttons are actually very tactile feeling, very good. And you get the nice cutouts on the bottom for the speakers and the ports as well. This case has a little bit of lip in the front, not too bad. And overall, it looks pretty good. It's a different design for a case. Looks very good. But overall, I just don't like the give that you get when you push down on the sides here. The next ESR case here is a clear case with a kickstand. And this is perhaps one of my favorite cases here. It goes on quite nicely. This is a very premium clear case that has a little dot matrix on the back side, so you don't get that water look under the plastic look. You can barely see the dots, but it's very clear. And for some reason, the material for this case is actually very fingerprint resistant. So it's actually hard for it to pick up fingerprints actually. So it's very good. The sides are nice and clear as well. Button tactility is very responsive. Nice cutouts on the bottom. And there is a raised lip slightly on the front. The same with the camera cutout on the back as well. The thing about this case is there is a nice kickstand for this case. It looks big and bulky, but it's actually not too bad once you get the hang of it, holding it in your hand. Nice thing about this kickstand is it's very, has a lot of resistance when you open the actual kickstand. You see how it takes a little bit of effort to kind of move it up and down. So for this case, you can actually stand it vertically. You can stand it horizontally like this, or you can even reverse it and stand it the other side horizontally, where you can kind of adjust the angle and your phone will still hold. This kickstand case is actually one of my favorite cases. It's very sturdy, very premium feel, and it feels good in your hand. Even though there is this bulk in the back, it's actually not too bad. There's been a few times where I had to use a kickstand, and it's been invaluable for me when I have to use my kickstand. So I highly recommend this case as part of my daily collection of cases. All right, this next set of clear cases is from Torras. They do run a little bit more on the expensive side, going for about $24 on Amazon. So I figured I'd give them a shot to see how they are. The first case here is a case with a clear back with some nice shiny blue sides. The back is actually has the little micro dots on the inside, so it kind of helps with any kind of watermark look you might get. This case feels very good in the hand actually. It's a nice clear back. It does pick up fingerprints, but you do get the nice kind of blue sides that go around the case. There's a little lip around the camera. The buttons feel all right. They feel good. Good tactile response. Nice cutouts on the bottom. And this case is good. If you like the blue, it's a really nice color. It goes well with the Pacific blue, definitely. But this case does pick up a little bit more fingerprints than I would like, even on the sides and on the back as well. But it does have a premium feel to it. I don't think it's worth $24, but if you like the look, then this case is a decent case for your iPhone 12 Pro. For the next Torras case, it's a completely clear case. It has micro dots on the back and also along the sides on the inside of the case as well. It's flexible as well. It fits in quite nicely. This case is actually one of the better clear cases that I've tried. It feels thin in the hand. Button cutouts are good and good tactile button response. Cutouts on the bottom as well. A little bit of corner cushion protection there. A little bit of lip on the front, not too bad. And like I mentioned, there is the dot matrix on the inside. Overall, feels very good in the hand, and this case is a very good, clean, daily clear case. It does pick up a little bit of fingerprints on the back, but not as bad as the other one there. The only gripe about this case that some people may not like is that on the sides that goes around the case, there is a very, very thin and faint cast line in the plastic here. The cast line, if you can see, it goes all the way along the side of the case, and all the way on the bottom, and all the way to the other side, and all the way to the top of the case. It's a very thin cast line for the plastic, I guess, where they molded the plastic together. It might bother some of you, but honestly, it's actually very little and very faint, very hard to see unless you're really looking for that little line there. So other than that, I do recommend this case. This is one of the better cases out there, clear cases. If you can stomach the $24 cost of the case, then I recommend this case. All right, for this next case, it's actually from a new vendor called Threebees. I was kind of curious about this case, so I gave it a shot. This is a clear case with a dot matrix on the inside and also on the sides of the inside of the case. The case itself is actually very, very flexible, and it feels very thin. So this is quite possibly the thinnest of the clear cases that I have tried. It fits on the phone very well. You do get some fingerprints on the back, but it's actually not bad at all. I don't know if you can see the dot matrix through here, but it's definitely visible for this one. On the side as well, just like the previous Torras case, there is a very, very thin cast line that goes around the edge of the case as well for this one. The buttons are very tactile, nice cutouts on the bottom for the speaker and the lightning port. And overall, this case is the thinnest of the clear cases that I've tried. Buttons are good, buttons feel very tactile, and overall, this is a very nice case to have. There is a little bit of a watermark along the corners. They didn't provide any cushioning for the corners, so if you can kind of see the corners here, you get a little bit of a watermark when the case pushes against the corners here. So overall, this is a very thin case, grippy, and it's a nice way to show off your brand new phone if you want minimal protection on your phone. This case is a little bit thin, so if you were to drop it, I don't think it will protect your phone as well as some of the other clear cases out there. Next, we have the Mkeke case. This is a very sturdy clear case, doesn't flex much, doesn't have the dot matrix inside, so it's clear on the inside of the case, on the back and the sides, and some button cutouts that are raised for this case as well. This case fits quite nicely, seems to be a little bit more fingerprint resistant than the other cases. It does have a very nice button tactility here, and there's a nice cutout on the bottom. For this case in particular, you'll notice that the corners have kind of like the ribbed look there. Some people might not like that, but it provides excellent corner protection for your phone if you were to drop it. And this case does feel a little bit thicker than some of the other clear cases, but the protection is definitely there. I can feel it. If you were to drop this case with your phone in it, your phone would definitely be fine. All right, this is the Casekoo clear case. It's a very rigid case. doesn't flex much. It does have the dot matrix inside along the back and the sides. In this case, fits quite nicely. This case does pick up a little bit more fingerprints than some of the other cases, but it does feel nice in the hand, very grippy. Button tactility is very good. Nice cutouts on the bottom. Very good corner protection here. A little bit branding on the side. And a raised lip along the front. It's a very decent case. Not bad at all. All right, for the last of the third-party cases, we have the Ringke case here. It came in a little envelope instead of a box. The plastic is a little bit flexible. There is no dot matrix inside, so it's all clear on the inside, back, and the sides. This case feels very good in the hand. The back is more fingerprint resistant than the other cases. It does feel pretty good in the hand, very thin. There's nice cutouts on the bottom. On the corners, there's a little bit of bump for cushion protection. And for this case, even though it feels good in the hand, I just didn't like the sides. The sides, if you can see, it does leave a little bit of watermark when you push against the sides here. The sides are a little, it's clear plastic, it doesn't have the dot matrix. So when you actually apply pressure here, it does leave a little bit of watermark between the case and the phone. So if you can live with that, this is a decent case. It is a little bit on the thin side though, so you may take your chances when you drop it. But overall, this was actually the cheapest of the clear cases that I purchased. It was around, I think, $8 or $9. So, all right. So this is the official Apple iPhone 12, iPhone 12 Pro clear case. For those of you who haven't seen this case yet or felt it in hand, it's a piece of rigid plastic, so it doesn't flex much. Other thing to note is the bottom is actually open. So we'll kind of snap this in for you here. This case was actually a lot harder to snap on than some of the other cases. It does give that nice little animation there when you snap it on. My first thought with this case is that it looks good on the front. On the back, it looks okay if you're okay with that MagSafe ring around your phone. This case does have a lot of cons. It picks up fingerprints like crazy along the back, along the sides. This case also is very slippery in hand. It's actually the most slippery case that I have among all my clear cases that I've tested. And perhaps the worst complaint about this case is the tactile responsiveness of the buttons. The way they designed the button cutouts here, the buttons just don't respond well. You have to push really hard to even get the phone to light up due to your button press. And it just does not feel comfortable pushing the buttons with this case on. It does charge MagSafe. And other than that, this case doesn't really have anything going for it really, except for the MagSafe. But you know, to be honest, all the other clear cases that I've tried, this MagSafe charger works fine on those other cases as well. So I would definitely not buy this case, and most likely I'm going to return this case. All right, now for a bonus, I know this isn't a clear case, but I really wanted to try the official Apple Silicone cases for this year. So my initial thoughts on this thing is that it feels really nice in hand. The material is excellent. And for this year, they actually closed out the bottom as well, so you get that added protection. The inside is this nice kind of soft, velvety kind of material here. And then you see the ring, obviously, for the MagSafe magnet as well. And I decided to get the deep navy case so it can kind of match with my iPhone 12 Pro Pacific Blue. And this case just feels very good in hand. It looks great. It feels great. It doesn't stick in your pocket like I thought it would. And actually it doesn't really even take on lint. Lint doesn't stick to it very well either. So it feels very good in hand. The buttons are very, very responsive. And you know, overall, this is a great case. Apple actually did a really good job with the silicone cases this year. And of course, it's, you know, MagSafe compatible. And just overall, I really like the silicone case from Apple this year. And I typically don't like their silicone cases. So I personally think it's worth the money, but you know, it's up to you. It is $49 from the Apple Store. So if you find a color that you like, I recommend you just trying it out. And if you don't like it, go ahead and return it. So at the very end of the day, I just wanted to end this video with my thoughts on my most favorite 3 cases. I personally really like the silicone case from Apple. Really feels just really good in the hand, and I think it's a great everyday case. If you want something clear, I really like the Torras clear case. It's thin and flexible. There's 0 branding along the sides and has that little dot matrix on the inside and the sides of the case that prevents that watermark look. And this is a nice thin clear case that fits over your phone with adequate protection for your phone. A little bit pricey at $24, but this is a very nice clear case for everyday use. And it doesn't pick up much fingerprints either. So if you're looking for a kickstand case, this ESR clear case kickstand is definitely the best one. Very premium feel for the case, and a very, very, very sturdy kickstand. There is a little dot matrix on the inside as well, but this case just feels really good in the hand as well. A little bit bulkier than the Torras, but still very good. These are my top 3 cases that I would use every day. Honorable mentions I'll give to these 2 cases, Threebees. Very, very thin case. It's the thinnest case that I have. Again, this one doesn't have any kind of branding, so it's a nice clean look for very good protection. Also, it's on the cheaper side as well, if I remember correctly. The Casekoo case here, this case, it's more rigid, but provides very good protection for your phone. So it does also have the little dot matrix as well. But very, very good case as well for protecting your phone if you need another clear case option besides the Torras. All right, I think that's it for all my clear cases. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you like my video, please give me a like and remember to hit the subscribe button. All right, peace.